How's it going, everyone? Matt from Backer Club here again with another creator interview. This time we have Francisco Molina from Invento Design to talk about his new project, GEO. How's it going, Francisco?
Everything is going well. Thank you.
Awesome. So we just have a few questions for you today. And without further ado, we're going to jump right into it.
Sure.
So for someone that's brand new to the Invento Design, can you give us a brief overview of the brand and what GEO is?
Sure. So Invento Design is a company that I founded a year ago. We develop any consumer products, and Geo is the very first product that we're launching.
Very cool. So I know that Geo packs like 5 tools into this like one like around 50 millimeter disc. Can you tell us like what those tools are and how you decided which ones were going to be in there?
Sure. So Geo started as a personal frustration when I've tried to open a Amazon box early this year, and I couldn't find anything to open it. And most likely you improvise with whatever you
Yeah.
have close by.
A
And in this
pen.
case, I had like my keys and
Yeah.
I tried to open it. And so then I looked for my multi-tool and I saw that it was very difficult to open. I have big hands, so it was very difficult to struggle trying to pull each individual tool. So Geo is a reaction to that experience, because I found that not only this frustration I was experiencing, there was other people that were experiencing the same thing. And Geo is trying to solve that problem. The problem that instead of having two hands trying to pull out each tool, you have just one single motion where with one single hand, you just can rotate each tool. Now, the decision for each tool is came to by the things that I saw that every person needs in their home. So most multi-tools are created for outdoors, for survivor. They actually have like situations where most likely none of us are going to encounter.
Yeah.
Um, so Geo is more like those situations that happens inside your house. You need to open a box that you just got. You want to have a party and you want to have access to a bottle opener. Um, so we have 5 different tools: the box opener, bottle opener. There's a blade that can also works as a scraper. There's a flathead screwdriver that you can also use it to pry little things. There's a string cutter, and I think that's pretty much. And then you have the security mode, which allows you
Mm.
to put it in a safe mode so that it doesn't harm yourself, or when you put it in your pocket, everything is fine. No sharp edges, nothing like that.
Very cool. So were there any tools that you like really wanted to put in there, but like just didn't want to make it any bigger?
Yes. So when we started developing, there were a lot of things in mind. For example, we were thinking on having the serrated blade, but obviously it was a little bit difficult because of the roundness of the curve. So we couldn't do that. Um, there was other things like we wanted to put the Phillips screwdriver, but also the way that is manufactured, it's a little bit difficult, especially when you don't have enough space to make the shaft come out. But yes, there was a whole list of different tools that we wanted to add, but in the end, the ones that we selected are based on those moments that everybody has in their home. So we meticulously selected those 5, and those are the ones that we're putting here in the Geo in Kickstarter.
Very cool. So what would you say, is Geo's most unique value proposition? What makes it different from other multi-tools and EDC products?
Yes. So as I said before, the biggest pain and actually the genesis of the product was the interface. The human factors on regular multi-tools are very difficult. And that is something that is around, every brand that you can name that has a multi-tool has the same problem. And the problem is the way that it's constructed, because every tool in the assembly, it's a pivot piece that goes inside, and you have to have access. Many times you have to use your nails. Um, Many times you have sweat hands, and you can have a good grip. So we rethought the whole process, why this is so difficult to use, and what will be the most effective way. So the the focus on this development was not too much on how many tools we're offering. Here was more rethinking the whole way how the multi-tools are created. As a matter of fact, uh, GEO's slogan is reinventing the multi-tool. And I think that we did a really good job with that. So the mechanism is a patent pending mechanism that we developed that allows to have all those different tools into one single blade that is in the middle. And by just moving these little levers, you can rotate and expose different tools on this window. Uh, so this is why Geo is so different, and that's how we consider that it's a game changer.
Very cool. So I had a quick side, question here, but well does it hold up in say like, water or dirt or something like that? Was that considered in the design of the rotating mechanism?
Yes. So if you open any multi-tool, I know that there's different models, but you will find more than 15 pieces on the assembly. Um, Geo only has eight parts, maybe less, 6 parts. So that means that Geo is that it has a moving part, which is the middle one, the center blade, and that's it. We have an axis that gives the ability to rotate, and there's a spring that is the one that locks when you go from one tool to another. So the design is very elegant. It's very optimized. There's less pieces that are in the assembly. So when you have situations where there's dirt and water and things like that, uh, particles will not get stuck as when you have an assembly with more parts, more pieces. Another thing is that the blade is a stainless steel blade, and the covers, the default version, are made of aluminum. So there's no worry that it is going to stain or there any corrosion. But we are also offering the titanium covers. So all the internals are still stainless steel, but the covers will be titanium for, if you want to have a more deluxe version.
Very cool. I know one more side tangent there. That can you hold it up and do the clicking like thing again? It seems oddly satisfying. Did you ever consider that people would use it as a fidget toy? Because I
Yeah.
want to click that thing like
So yes, as a matter of fact, before we launch in Kickstarter, we have some tests with the prototypes that we were working on. And that was one of the biggest feedback that we had from those tests, was that it was satisfying, the clicking. Uh, it was not like the main
course.
purpose
Yeah.
of what we wanted, but it's a nice side accomplishment. And if you see, for example, our campaign in Kickstarter, if you go all the way down, that's one of the things that we also advertise, that it has that fidget sensation.
Very cool. So yeah, enough about the design. I think it's really cool. I really like the design. Can you walk us through, you kind of already did, but just briefly walk us through the materials and the construction of Geo and why you chose like the aluminum and the titanium, I'm assuming, and the stainless steel, obviously durability, but was there any other considerations there?
Uh, yes. So mostly it's performance base. So we were considering also doing the blade in titanium, but the problem with titanium is that it doesn't have the same qualities of steel. You can harden better steel than titanium, so it will be a nicer product, or but but will not be completely functional if that's the case.
Correct. Yeah,
So we wanted to create a tool that not only looks good but also that is functional. So stainless steel is the way to go for the covers, because we know that design is important, presentation is important. Um, we wanted to have everything in titanium, but also we want to have uh, a version which is more accessible to other backers. Titanium is a little more expensive, so that would leaves it as an option. But the default version has uh, aluminum covers. Also, if we make this in stainless steel, it would be too heavy. So that's why we picked the aluminum in this case.
very cool. So you mentioned that the inspiration for Geo came from when you were opening an Amazon box, and then you've also been working on it for about a year. I know that in your Kickstarter campaign, you mentioned that you have 16 years in industrial design on like hand tools, PPE, medical devices, and shape. How did that come into play for this design?
Yes. So um, I had a lot of experience working with tools. Uh, I I I was fortunate to work in many tools that were displayed in Home Depot for brands
Oh,
like
cool.
Husky, Skill, HDX, and so forth. So I have a vast experience on creating hand tools. But in reality, is the process. If you ask any industrial designer, uh, we're able to develop mostly any type of product because the process is the same. We want to define a problem. We want to know what is causing the problem, and then we came up with different solutions that can help that product to solve the problem. So as a matter of fact, what my philosophy in design is that through design, it is possible to transform ordinary products into extraordinary experiences. And I think that is all about industrial design, is not only making a product that is going to be on a shelf, but the idea is that that product is going to give you value on whatever you're working on. Something as simple as just opening a box, for example. Uh, I think that there's value that you can offer, and all those attributes are were considered when creating Yale.
Very cool. So, can you give us a brief overview of the team and our partners on the project? How many people are working on this with you?
So Geo, it's a project that I'm working by myself,
Very cool.
um, but also not only as making a product to just launching Kickstarter. As I mentioned it before, my business is called Invento Design. So I work with startups and entrepreneurs to develop their product ideas. And one of the things that many of my clients ask is, okay, I have a prototype. What is the next step to do? So Geo was also a product that not only functions as a proof of concept in the stand in creating a product, a prototype that does the utility work, but also it's a project that wants to validate or wants to go into the validation of market validation, which is something that I think every entrepreneur and small business wants to have with their products before they actually go to the production. So, um, yes, pretty much answer your question. This is the GEO project is has been working by myself. I'm been working with other partners that have helped me to do the whole marketing aspect, the whole social media communication, and so forth.
So, with all the ways to launch a new product, like you were just saying, you work with, a lot of entrepreneurs. Why'd you choose Kickstarter and how's it been going so far for you?
Yes. So one of the biggest pains that my clients have are is production is very expensive, right? And there's a lot of uncertainty what's going to happen. There's assumptions that your idea is good enough to be to sell, right? You have that idea, but the reality is that there's a big gap. You don't know what's going to happen. So the Kickstarter is, I think, a good tool or a good platform where you can do market validation without going to production yet. And this step of market validation helps to uh, decrease the risk that can happen later on. And I think, and I encourage this to many entrepreneurs to do. uh, if you have already a product that you think that is special and it has innovation, do a market validation first. And I think that that's what Kickstarter offers. I know that many other independent creators, they want to showcase and maybe gather capital for production. But I think that the strongest or the most powerful feature for crowdfunding is validating your project, knowing what things you need to change before you actually go to production.
Yeah, fully agree. Cool. So, how confident are you in your January 2027 delivery date? And can you walk me through anything you have lined up so far?
Yes. So, as you know, my background is industrial design. Uh, so, industrial designers, we not only uh, produce or create the designs and the products and do prototypes, but we're also trained to talk to factories, understand the manufacturing process, um, do those little changes before you go into mass production. So there's little changes back and forward before you actually have your final golden product. So from this point to December, the next step will be approaching manufacturers that already started working with GEO. In this phase, we're going to go into details of how we can optimize some of the um, uh, details that needs to fix. And that is, for example, mm, colors or packaging or for example the current prototype has the clicking, but this clicking can be a little bit easier. So those are things that are already in consideration. um, but also there's even though the whole process, um, something can happen. Maybe the factory has some questions that needs to be clear before generating any tooling or anything like that. But the bottom line is that the next steps are something that have been done with other companies. So I feel very confident that uh, Geo is going to be not only what we're promising, it will be much better than that. And our backers are going to love what we have been working on.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear. So, last but certainly not least, is there anything you'd like to say directly to the backers?
Yes, to all those backers that have supported Agio, I thank you very much. For those that are just knowing us for the first time, I advise and invite them to see our campaign. This is a project that we have put a lot of effort, a lot of love, a lot of passion. It's not only making a product for the sake of a product, it goes a little bit beyond that. It's also showing entrepreneurs that we can compete with bigger companies. I think that we have a lot of tools and resources that we can equalize with bigger brands. It's just a matter of thinking on innovation. I think innovation is what makes independent creators better than what we see out of the market. So for those backers, see our campaign, tell us what we can change. If you like it, support the campaign with Geo. There's different rewards that you can apply to, and yeah, just keep supporting independent creators.
Awesome. Well, there you guys have it. Francisco Molina from Invento Design. Go check out Geo on Kickstarter. It's live right now. Thanks a lot for your time, Francisco.
Thank you for inviting me.
See you later.